What's good, guys? I'm Dave, and in this video I'm going to help you find some good food in the South Denver suburbs. We're talking about Littleton, Lone Tree, Parker, Highlands Ranch, Castle Rock, the south part of Aurora, and places like that. When you're used to living in cities like I am, moving out to the suburbs can be a bit of an adjustment. Instead of going to a bunch of different cool restaurants that do one thing really well, you go to a bunch of chains and similar restaurants that serve up a little bit of disappointment. I'm fully aware that you're not going to find the best food of your life in the burbs, but there are some gems to be found, so I'm going to show you a few of them to make your food life a little bit more interesting whenever you're down in the burbs. Also, this is obviously an incredibly huge area to cover in one video, so I'm going to do the best I can to go through it as fast as possible, but if I forgot or missed one of your local favorites, definitely add it to the comments to help more people find it. Because this is such a broad area, I'm going to lean more towards variety instead of naming a bunch of restaurants that largely do the same thing, so let's just get right into this. Kicking things off with really good Hawaiian food that you can find at Ohana Grill down in Castle Rock. Ohana Grill has a second location in Denver, but they took over this spot after fellow Hawaiian restaurant My Cafe closed during COVID. While My Cafe had huge portions, Ohana Grill has smaller portions but bigger flavors. If you're into Hawaiian food, they have a lot of the classics here, but they also do a lot of modern takes on Hawaiian food. They have a really good brunch, they do tacos and things like that. Personally, I'm a big fan of the whole vibe there. It's laid back, it's fun, and it's just kind of a nice place to be. If you haven't checked out Ohana Grill down in Castle Rock, definitely check it out next time you're down there. Next, this place is no secret, but if you're looking for all-you-can-eat sushi, it's hard to go wrong with Sushi Katsu, which has a few locations in the South Denver burbs. Personally, I go to the Greenwood Village one most often, but the Aurora location might be closer to you. The great part about Sushi Katsu that sets it apart is that it's all-you-can-eat sushi that's made to order. You fill out your sushi, your appetizers, your udon, and even your desserts that you want. They make it and they bring it out to your table. This isn't a situation where you're not sure how long your sushi has been sitting around before you actually eat it. It's all made to order, which is great, so you can pig out without feeling gross. You can definitely join the wait list on Yelp to save yourself a bunch of time because it does get busy. If you're not looking for all-you-can-eat sushi, but you're looking for a sushi restaurant that's probably a little bit better than you'd expect, check out Ito Higan, which is by the Park Meadows Mall in Lone Tree. I see you over there being a little bit skeptical because it's by the mall, but this isn't mall food. It's a sit-down sushi restaurant with a really sweet interior and good sushi. If you're not feeling sushi that day, or you're going to lunch with someone who doesn't really like sushi, they have really good udon and tempura and things like that, so people can find something that they like. If it was just a little further south, I would have given Sushi Co. in Cherry Hills a shout out, but I guess there you go. Sushi Coast serves up some really good hand rolls that are among the best in the area. Next, let's head way out west to Littleton for some pizza at Merinos Pizzeria, which is a hidden gem, and I almost selected this as one of my favorite pizzas in and around Denver. This is wood-fired, Neapolitan-style pizza done the right way with San Marzano tomatoes and fresh vegetables. The owner was born and raised just outside of Naples, which if you didn't know is the birthplace of pizza. He keeps things authentic and delicious in the burbs, and he imports a lot of ingredients from Italy to make sure it stays that way. While they specialize in pizza, they also do calzones and some Italian dishes as well. If you're out west in Littleton, definitely do not sleep on Merinos. It's a hidden gem. If you're a little bit more central in the burbs, we do have a Marco's coal-fired pizza in the Tech Center area. I think that they make some of the best pizza in Denver, so really you can't go wrong here. If you're enjoying this video so far, please give it a like to help more people find great restaurants in the South Denver burbs. Okay, next let's head to a ramen spot that you might not know is actually there. It's Sukiya Ramen in Greenwood Village. It's located right off of Arapahoe, and it's near a bunch of car repair and car maintenance places, so it's kind of hard to find, but they serve up some really good ramen, especially for the burbs. Sukiya certainly isn't the only ramen place that does this, but they serve up traditional ramen flavors from different areas of Japan. So they do your miso, your tonkatsu, your shoyu, and your seafood as well. They're not the only place that does this, but it's nice to have that variety. And unlike many ramen places, they actually have a vegetable ramen that has a broth that's okay for vegetarians, which is really great and kind of hard to find. They do poke bowls and stuff like that here, but I stick to the ramen. I think it's really solid. If you're looking for a great Thai takeout spot, Dancing Noodle in Parker is another hidden gem. Located inside a strip mall, it's a super small location with generic restaurant furniture and cups, but man is the food really good. I call it more of a takeout spot because Dancing Noodle is pretty small inside, but it's pretty much everything that you want your neighborhood takeout Thai spot to be. The noodles are good, the curries are good, the sides, the vegetables, all solid. So if you're on the east side of the burbs, check if Dancing Noodle is open. They kind of have weird hours, but if your family or friends love Thai food, you'll be the hero of the evening. If you don't know Tokabe, chances are you don't live in the burbs. They have locations in the north and south burbs, and a lot of people love this spot, including me. Tokabe specializes in Native American cuisine, but they do it in a Chipotle-like quick serve style that makes it very approachable. I'm personally a fan of doing a plate with the grilled bannock, but they also do bison ribs and bowls as well. The bannock bread comes out warm and soft, and it's a perfect accompaniment to a good bowl of food at Tokabe. If you're near the Denver Tech Center area, definitely check it out if you haven't already. It's something different, it's healthy, it's really good. And there are a few of these in the South Denver suburbs, but if you're looking for a solid Indian food place, check out India's Kitchen. There are 3 locations out here. There's one in Centennial, South Aurora, and Parker. Like a lot of Indian places, they do a really good value lunch buffet. I know that some people aren't feeling buffets now because of COVID, but if you are still a buffet person, the lunch buffet at India's Kitchen can be an amazing value. There are a lot of other good Indian food places down here in the burbs, but the good part about India's Kitchen is that you're pretty much always near one, and it's always really solid and the portions are pretty generous. From the naan to the chicken dishes, the curry dishes, and vegetable dishes, it's pretty much everything that you want your local Indian place to be. Next, let's talk about shrimp or crawfish in a bag. It's kind of like a Cajun Asian style of food. My personal favorite is Crawfish Boil Company inside the streets of South Glen in Centennial. If you've been to Boiling Crab in LA or a place like Juicy Seafood on Parker Road, you kind of know what to expect. You get a bag of food that has a ton of flavor, seafood, maybe some vegetables and potatoes in there, and it's a really messy meal. It can be a lot of fun, but it's super flavorful. What I really love about Crawfish Boil Company is that we've always had really friendly service there, and somehow they managed to keep the restaurant super clean, which is pretty rare with restaurants like this. Usually these seafood in a bag type restaurants end up getting pretty smelly or greasy, or they just smell like garlic everywhere from the sauce permeating everything in the space. Somehow they keep things really clean here, and that's really nice. So it's my personal favorite spot like this in all of the Denver area, Crawfish Boil Company. Also, if you're a big crawfish person, check out kplus Cajun, which is run by the same people that own kplus Hot Pot out in Aurora. They will make a fan of anyone who hasn't had crawfish a lot in their life. Speaking of kplus Hot Pot, this is one of my favorite places to do hot pot in all of the Denver area. It's a conveyor belt hot pot place, which is super convenient, and it's a lot of fun. Because the hot pot ingredients rotate around the restaurant, you're never really looking around for your server. You just grab stuff, put it in your pot, and you're good to go. It's a really bright restaurant that's pretty big, and it's just a nice place to have conversation because the whole activity of doing hot pot is pretty active and fun anyways. One of my other favorite hot pot places is Old Town Hot Pot in the south part of Aurora. They have some of the best hot pot bases in the Denver area, so if you're big on the bases or the soups that go with your hot pots, definitely check out Old Town. It's super good. Okay, so I wouldn't say this next place is among the best burgers in Denver, but I would say it's among the best in the South Burbs. Zigzag Smokin' Burgers off Arapahoe is a really good burger spot, and it's a lot nicer inside than you might think. It has big booths with leather seats, a huge bar area, and burgers that look as good as they taste. It's a nice surprise. It's in kind of an odd location that's a little weird to get to, so I wouldn't be surprised if you haven't seen Zigzag before, but check it out if you're in the Greenwood Village area. If you're further down south, check out Crave Real Burgers down in Castle Rock. They have one of those menus that will make you laugh at the creativity, but the burgers are actually also pretty good. They also make some really good, fun milkshakes as well. They used to have another location in Highlands Ranch that closed, but you can still get your Crave on in Castle Rock. Next, let's give a shout out to a local Italian spot that has long been a favorite of people in the South Burbs, cornelis and Lone Tree. Consistently good and always really busy, cornelis recently expanded their restaurant because they're always really busy. People love coming here. This is a family-run restaurant and the service really stands out here. They serve a lot of Italian classics, but mainly pastas. The garlic knots here are great. I'm a fan of their chicken parm. Really, this is a go-to Italian family restaurant spot in the South Burbs, so if you haven't checked it out, cornelis is a good place. If you're looking for another Italian spot down in the burbs, check out Angelo's Taverna out in Littleton. It's right next to Breckenridge Brewery, which might make sense if you're hanging out with friends who might be visiting. If you're looking for buffalo wings in the South Burbs, you have some good options. My personal favorite is Golden Flame in Parker, but Grillin' Wings and Things in Lone Tree and GQ out in Lone Tree also make some really good wings as well. Golden Flame expanded a few years ago, and I've actually caught some UFC fights and playoff games there. Like most wing places, I think it's best to eat in. The wings don't really keep their same crunch when you get them to go. They have a huge variety of sauces at Golden Flame, and you really can't go wrong. If you're a big sauce person, you can also get a ton of variety at Grillin' Wings and Things, but GQ, connected to the Park Meadows Mall, does smoked wings, which are a nice way to switch it up. Those are 3 really solid options for buffalo wings in the South Burbs, and I know that there are a lot of Piper Inn loyalists when it comes to buffalo wings, but that's a little bit further north. If you're looking for a modern, fun, sit-down restaurant to go with a group, check out Smokin' Fins in Highlands Ranch or Littleton or West Main Tap Room and Grill in Parker. These are both a step up from your typical casual sit-down restaurant, so if you need to go to dinner with people and want to make it look like you tried a little bit but not too hard, these are 2 good options. There are a few Smokin' Fins locations in the burbs and beyond, but it's a nice place to go because they have good variety. They have sushi, they have sandwiches, they have burgers, they have a bunch of different stuff. A good place to go when you go with a bunch of people who might not know what they want to eat. While the menu at West Main Tap Room and Grill is not nearly as varied, I would even say it's a little bit limited. The food is really solid, they have a great outdoor patio, and it's just a good overall atmosphere. It has good energy to it. There was and is a lot to cover in this video. I could go on forever. Korean fried chicken at Bonchon, Poke City for poke, but really I had to stop this video at some point, otherwise it would just go forever and ever. Either way, I hope that this video helped you find some good restaurants in the South Denver burbs if you either moved here or you're going to be down here for work or something else. Since I couldn't possibly name every single restaurant from every genre out here, if I missed one of your favorites, chances are I'd like it to add it to the comments to help more people discover it. If you've made it this far, please give this video a like or share it with that friend who says that all food in the burbs is bad or they're depressed about moving to the South Suburbs. There is hope. Thanks so much for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you exploring one of these restaurants soon.